Okay, well, I'm just putting some slip on the two halves of this pot here. You see this one here, it's had polythene inside it and around the outside of it here to keep what will be the neck of the pot wet. And just allow the body to dry. It's fairly firm now, handleable. This slip has got vinegar in it, white vinegar, and it works as a better slip with that. Okay, so just a question of lifting the pot over, dropping it into the groove. Try not to press it in too deep, too well to begin with, because once this slip grabs, there's none of this sort of sliding together till it takes. That's got it now with this slip. And it's just a question of pressing the seam together. And that's taken now. If this wasn't cut, I could lift that off the wheel. The suction on there is really good. So now it's just a question of, without the wheel running, I'm just running my finger on it to close up the V. The V, it's gone in like this. I'm just closing this outside edge up to the V, gently with my finger. If you don't take the batt off the top and let air in, obviously there's air trapped inside now, and it's a lot more structurally sound, it's a lot stronger. So you can put quite a bit of pressure on there. Now we'll start it up. And what I've got here is an old lottery card. It's just a question of smoothing that in. That's it done, that's it attached on the outside. You can hardly see the joint at all now. Done. Then what we do, we take the wire, we'll cut the top off. Top off there. I've left this, it looks thick but it's quite thin here, and I've left a smaller hole so that I can get more of a curve over. If it comes up like this, it's difficult to throw that last bit in without adding clay to it. So I've actually thrown it as a shallow dish this time. I left a smaller hole. But what I'm going to do now is take a rib and run the wheel again, and on the inside I'm pressing with my finger. But because I've let air in it, it will deform more, so I'm using a rib on the outside to hold the seam where it is, and all I'm doing is I'm just running my finger along the inner seam to smooth it off. That's it done. There's a slight raised ridge on the inside here, but it doesn't really matter. And now it's a question of just throwing the neck. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this ridge off here a little bit, thin it out. just get rid of some of the excess clay that I don't need. It's just a question of wetting the inside and the outside and throwing it like you would a normal pot. Because of our polythene on the edge of this is still fairly soft. I'm just thinning out this clay now. Still got a bit of a profile here, so I need to fold this in a little bit. Use a rib in the inside just to smooth this edge out. All I'm doing is using the rib on the inside as a former to give me the shape. Question of right, throw in the neck now. that's it done. Just a little bit more of fine tuning, but that's how you put the two pieces together and then throw the neck of it. I'm at the end of a pretty long day here. I've been out setting up the ceramics event at Wardlow Myers. I've been there all day and I've just got back now, so I'm doing this because it's ready to be done. Make the video and I'll upload it while I'm having my supper, and then it's off to the show tomorrow to try and sell a few pots. There you go, all done. Okay, I've just spent another 10 minutes or so getting this top form right. I've got a flat spot in it here, so I just thought I'd show it you at the end. Just used a credit card on the outside and then a rib on the inside, and I've got a nice curve on there now. So that's it finished. Two piece jar. Time for supper.